Hey besties, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're new here, my name is Lindsay Johnson. I love makeup, skincare, and hanging out with you guys and just having a really good time overall. And if that sounds like something you'd be into, definitely keep watching, because in today's video we're doing something a little bit different than the previous videos I've done. I feel like in today's video we're going to be playing with dollar makeup from Shop Miss A. Now I want to say really quickly, this is not a sponsorship. I'm not even affiliated with them yet, but I did put in a request to be affiliated actually today. So if you do see some affiliate links later on, then that's because they approve me, and if you don't, that's because they could care less about me, and that's just it. But in today's video, we're going to be talking all about Shop Miss A, dollar makeup. You guys already know how the drugstore is. It's definitely going up in price, and so that's why it's so fun that brands like Shop Miss A are really coming out with dollar makeup. Now everything in this haul is going to be $1, around $1, you know, $2, around that realm. I don't think anything actually goes over $2, but some things are like $1.50, etc. You know what I mean? But I'm really excited, and thank you though to Shop Miss A for sending me this package. They did send me the package. They gave me a gift card, but that was over on my TikTok account. So very different accounts. I do like story times over there, and it's just full-blown makeup over here. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave it in the link below. But yeah, I'm really excited to share with you guys because there's a lot of goodies in here. And y'all, I just want to say really quickly before we jump in it, let me look at my receipt real quick. So I ended up spending $29.94 with the gift card, and that was for 25 items. If I went to Sephora and put like 25 items in my cart, I might not even be able to pay my rent for the month, so that's saying something. But at the end of the day, like, I'm definitely not saying that all of these products are gonna have the same quality as, you know, Sephora. Even if I went to the drugstore and I put 25 items in my cart, at the end of the day, it's still gonna run me a pretty penny, way more than this would. So I don't know, this is just like a fun video to do, just to have some fun with some affordable makeup. And if you guys wanna see all of these products put on my face, definitely keep watching. So I've actually already played with this palette right here, but I want to switch it up because I'm wearing green, and they have this really cute green one right here that I think would be really beautiful. I think I have already swatched it. It looks like it. So I'm really excited about this one. I feel like I felt safer with this option, but at the end of the day, we will see. The only negative thing that I'll say right off the bat about this palette is the fact that it only has one matte and then 3 shimmers. Typically, I'd feel even better just having 3 mattes and 1 shimmer at the end of the day. So we're going to definitely make it work, but in the future, I would love to see definitely more mattes than shimmers. That's just usually how I do my makeup. Let me go ahead and put some concealer on the eyelids. I'm just gonna go in with the KVD just to give it a good shot. Also, let me wipe this lip off. I totally forgot I had this on. Of course, we're gonna go into the only matte shade that we do have available, which is the beautiful green shade. I'm super excited. I feel like this is a beautiful shadow to have for spring. Yeah, I have a feeling this one is probably going to be a little bit more on the buildable side, which I'm actually not mad at when it comes to like colorful shadows. Blends really easy. The level of opaqueness that we're looking for, and I think so far that looks really good. Blends out really easily. I'm not mad at that. I'm really impressed. I'm going to cut the crease now, but oh my goodness, I think this looks so good so far. Like, even for the price point, there is drugstore greens that I played with that I have not liked as much as this green. Like, whoo. Okay, I am nervous about the shimmers because I felt like the last time that I used this palette, I felt like the shimmers applied really well with the finger, but I don't remember how it applied with the brush. But we're gonna go ahead and try to go into, I wanna try this shade right here, this one. I feel like this one's really calling my name. I feel like I want to spray the brush, but let's just try to see what it looks like on initial application. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit crumbly. That's why I wanted to spray the brush so we didn't have to work with too much cleanup. You hear her barking. That's not bad. That's not bad. Let's just wet it just to see what it'll do out of curiosity. Some Fix Plus. This is crazy. Let's go into the darkest shade up here and see what kind of payoff this one gives. I don't mind this. The only thing that I didn't really think about that I wish I would have is the fact that since now it's going from light to then darker, and then over here is still really light, so I really wish there was a darker matte. You know, maybe if we go in with this one right here, it won't be terrible. No, let's try to see if there's another matte shade in one of these other palettes. We have Mercury and Neptune from the Orbit collection, which look like this. I think I want to go into, that burgundy shade right here, right there. Just tapping that really, really lightly. I was not feeling that, so now we are going to cut crease it. And then going into the green shade again with this tiny little brush and kind of winging out a little bit. Cute. And then I'm going to take the shimmer that we used on the eye, the second shade, and I'm going to just literally fill that all in. I am back, besties, and this is what the eyes are looking like. And then we do have this lash adhesive. Now, I did not get to use this because I don't like black lash adhesives, but they do have a clear one that I really do want to get my hands on. It was just unfortunately sold out when I went to get the lash glue. And I picked this up for those days that I do wear eyeliner, that it doesn't really matter. But of course, since I'm not wearing liner today, I figured let's just skip this and go right into the primer. So for primer, we have the Wonder Skin Perfecting Blur Primer, which looks like this. It's super cute. If you look at it, it has little sparklies in there, which I think is just a really nice touch. I like to use a generous amount. I feel like the makeup does go on really nice over top of this. At first, I thought this was gonna be like a super silicone kind of product, but it's definitely just like a really nice gel formula. It does hydrate. I didn't expect it to hydrate as much as it does. That's the one thing I will say about it that I think is really interesting. And then it does leave you with a nice tacky feel for makeup application. This is one of the things that I probably really would recommend. Now, you do see the little glitters, but I don't think that it's that noticeable on your face. But let me go ahead and check up close. Yeah, you can definitely see the gold sparkles. Hopefully once we put the foundation over top, it's not noticeable, because if it is, that would definitely throw me off a little bit. But other than that, I think this is a really nice primer, and for like $1, I think that that's really, really great, especially because you do have a bit of a tacky feel, but without being really, really uncomfortable and sticky and just really not something that you want gooped all over your face. And then we have the AOA Studio Buildable Satin Foundation that we're going to go into. I actually have mine in the shade Buff. I will say it's definitely too dark for me. So when you guys do see that, please be nice. So it drops onto your face. which I don't know if I'm like the biggest fan of, just because it is a little bit more on the runny side. But you guys, when I tell you the quality of this foundation is beautiful. They sent me another one too, which was called like the Paw Paw foundation, something like that. And I didn't really prefer that one to this one. I just think this one is really, really beautiful, and something about it just looks really, really pretty on the skin. Go ahead and pat, pat, pat. I definitely do agree that it is a satin foundation. That is how it's marketed, and that is how I am finding that this does apply onto the skin. It does leave a really beautiful satin finish that I am definitely a fan of. Now I am just really, really trying to blend this down the neck because y'all already know I'm not trying to look crazy. And this is definitely a little bit too dark for me, but I really, really love the finish. I think it looks really beautiful. I also really do enjoy this blender, which is also from Shop Miss A. This is their AOA Studio. I love, 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 love this blender. I will say way more than this one that they also sent over, which is a little bit harder, and I don't always prefer that. I really enjoy this one and do find that it's comparable to some of my more expensive ones. So I love, love, love this. This is the one I've been using really recently. I need to go on their website and buy a few more of these actually, because they're really good, and I want to get some more for like, you know, bronzer, contour, all that good stuff, blush. But yeah, it's a really, really good one that I've really been enjoying. And now we're gonna conceal, besties, which I have this concealer right here, which is the AOA Liquid Concealer. Looks like that. Oh my gosh, look at how dirty my nails are getting from that foundation. Ah! I need to clean those off after this. Okay. And we're just gonna go ahead and squeeze it out. So there's no doe foot, you just squeeze out, which in my personal opinion is fine. I do prefer doe foot, but this is totally okay as well. And I'm just gonna place this literally everywhere that I want to highlight, which is gonna be in a lot of areas because of the fact that this foundation is too dark. Oh no, I forgot. This does have a lot of, whoa, coverage. It does have a lot of coverage. I totally forgot how much, obviously, or I would not have applied as much as I did. Actually, I'm probably gonna have to wipe off because this is like insane right now. And yeah, hold on. One thing I want to say, you guys, is that I feel like my pores before powder are not looking too shabby, especially given the fact that we put so much concealer on this part of the face, you guys. I am like so impressed, you guys, with the face products. I feel like the eyeshadow was a little rocky. Like, I definitely don't know if I would go out of my way to pick up the eyeshadow palettes, but as far as the face products, I definitely don't think this would be a bad thing to have in your makeup kit, like any of these I'm showing. So really, really exciting. I'm gonna go ahead and also do bronzer. Now, they didn't send a bronzer. They didn't have any on their website that really called out to me if they did have any. So I'm gonna go into my Rare Beauty really quick. Oh, and then also I'm gonna go in with blush too because they didn't send a blush. And this is how we're looking so far. And then I also use the ColourPop liner because I just thought that'd be a pretty touch. And then we're gonna use the AOA Studio Perfect Setting Powder. That is the cap, and this is what the powder looks like. So I'm really excited to just jump right in with this. I don't know what it is with me, but like I have to smell everything before I use it. I feel like a lot of people are like that. I know it's not just me, but I just think it's so funny whenever I do it and catch myself doing it, like in videos. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? But oh, let me show you up close what this does. Okay. Again, you guys remember $1, right? Do you see that? Look at this side and look at this side, okay? Now we're just gonna go in with a little bit on this side. And that just instantly mattifies. So I really, really love this powder. I don't think it's too heavy. One thing I will say is that around the lip area, I don't know what's happening, but you guys can see that my mustache looks extremely more noticeable. So because of that, at the end of the day, I don't think the concealer is gonna go very well in this area. So I'm just not gonna make that mistake again and put it there, because it is really enhancing that, and me personally, I don't want that on myself. But yeah, I think other than that, it looks super good. It looks super snatched. So I'm really happy about it. Then I'm using the Superstay Ink Crayon from Maybelline in the shade Lead the Way. I'm putting this on instead of the matte lipstick because I feel like the matte lipstick was a little drying, and honestly I haven't been using liquid matte lipsticks a bunch anyways. But I do like this, which is their AOA Studio Full Lips Plumping Lip Gloss. So I'm just going to put this over top. It's clear. And I like it because it's thin and definitely not sticky. And just going in with some Fix Plus. Okay, so this is what we are looking like, besties. I think we look pretty freaking good, especially for the fact that a lot of these makeup products were $1. I want to go through everything really quickly. First of all, I think the palette is really pretty. I just really would have wished there was like a deeper green shade in replacement of this shade right here. And I think it'd be a perfect palette for green. I think it did a really good job. I think that the shimmer shades applied really beautifully. I just feel like I kind of messed it up when I did try to go into the other palette and mix shades that, let's face it, probably shouldn't have been, you know, mixed, but that was the only one that I thought might make sense. If I could go back and do it, I probably would have just done just the green in the crease and then this shade right here all over the lid and did more of like a simple eyeshadow lid. You know, that's really what I would have just did, which a lot of people don't even do cut creases as much anymore. So maybe this would have made more sense, you know, if I just would have went more simple with the eye look and not try to do a cut crease and all that. So I feel like this is good. I feel like I still would do a cut crease at the end of the day, but I'd probably go into another palette to get a darker green shade to really work in that outer area of the eye. But I don't think this is bad. I do recommend it, especially for that price point. Absolutely. Then the primer, where is the primer? The primer, I have to say, it's a blurring primer, and I think it did do just that. I think my skin looked really beautiful even after I caked up all of that concealer on this side, or sorry, this side of the eye. I think it still looks really beautiful, and I love how the foundation and concealer went over top of it. I really thoroughly enjoy this. Only thing is, I don't think that they had to put the gold shimmer, even though I don't really see it as much anymore on top of the skin. I just feel like we don't really need to do that, you know what I'm saying? It's a really cute thing to just look at, absolutely, but I don't think it was 100% practical. But at the end of the day, it did what it had to do, and it did a really good job for $1. Like, I will be using that again and again. I'm already knowing. I really enjoy that, and I wonder what they put in there. Really good stuff. Then the powder, I will say the powder I do enjoy. I feel like it does a really good job of mattifying. I'm not sure exactly how long this will last until needing touch-up, but I will say that it got a girlfriend compliment, which is hard to come by. It's not hard to come by, but it's different when she says like, hey, your makeup looks a lot different today. I think that whatever you did, you should keep doing it. I like it more, kind of thing. That's what she gave me, and that could be because of the primer or because of the powder. I think it's really beautiful. It's not too lightweight, but I definitely still did want to go in with a setting spray afterwards because at the end of the day, I was feeling a little bit dry. The concealer, I will say, it's a good quality concealer. It's a really brightening shade. I feel like some concealers that claim to be porcelain are really darker, and I feel like this one definitely did brighten up, which was great because of the fact that the foundation definitely did not match my skin tone. I'm doing this like all over the place. The foundation, you guys already know, I love that one way more than the Papa. I feel like it definitely is a really beautiful satin foundation, and I feel like if someone saw me out in public, they wouldn't think my foundation was $1. They'd probably think it was like I ran out of storage, but I was just saying, I don't think people would think that this foundation was $1. One thing that's really weird though is the upper lip right here is looking really bad, and it's separating in a really unnatural way. Like, I've never seen this happen with any of my products before. I don't know if I put too much concealer there or if it was the foundation placed, but either way, like that's the only thing I would say. I do not know what's causing this. I will say I've used both the foundation and concealer before and it didn't look the best, but it didn't look this bad. So I have no idea what's going on with that. I really did think that the lash curler did a good job of curling the lashes, but again, I'm so lazy. I won't really use that, you guys, but if you do that a lot, I do suggest trying to try it out at least for $1. Yeah, you guys, overall, I think that it was a really fun thing to try out, and I do really stand by a lot of these products. Oh, I know. The sponge is like my favorite freaking thing, you guys. I really do enjoy this sponge. I have been getting a bunch of use out of this, and I will be ordering more of those. So if there's anything I recommend, 3 things, I would recommend the sponge, the primer, and probably the foundation, but I have to figure out what's going on with this area of the face right here, because if this happens again without the concealer, I'm gonna have to think that it is the foundation, which would definitely bump it down a lot and put the powder above that. So yeah, I definitely do really love the sponge though, the primer, and I love the powder, but I think I love the foundation a little bit more just because it looks so healthy and beautiful and natural, and I really am into that when it comes to foundation, but I have no idea what's going on up here. So I need to do a little bit more, you know, experimentation, playing around to figure out the issue. But yeah, besties, I had a fun time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave it a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, besties. Bye!